everybody, I'm Kristen.
And I'm Rachel.
And this is So I'm Watching Dawson's Creek, Season 1, Episode 13, Decisions. We did it!
Made the wrong one.
Yeah, correct. She did make the wrong one.
But we did do it.
We finished. We're good.
We done finished.
Yeah.
I am exhausted. The show was insane from beginning to end. Yeah. Oh my God.
I'm gonna probably insist that you watch Season 2.
Okay.
If you're still in the same emotional boat in Season 2, I won't make you keep going. But I think Season 1 of Dawson's Creek is an aberration. I think it's so different.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like Season 1 of Buffy, where it's like, it's just so different from how the show ends up being.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm interested because I want to see the change between Season 1 and Season 2 because this was insane.
It is.
This was an insane asylum of a TV show.
It like evens way more out, like into just sort of like a regular teenage soap opera.
Mm-hmm.
I have mentioned Tamara does come back for a couple of episodes. I guess she's like a real estate agent in Season 2.
Well, she can't teach anymore.
She can't. Well, she certainly can't teach in Cape Side. But yeah, so it's like, but only for like 3 episodes, I think. So it's like not that serious. So what's going on in this episode is Joey has been offered the opportunity to go to France for a semester because the girl who was going to do it had to drop out. In addition to that, it is Joey's turn to visit their father for his birthday in prison, and Bessie is like forcing her to go, which I think is not great and also super dicey that he apparently went to prison 3 years ago. So Bessie, who at the time was 21 or 22 years old, made this seemingly binding deal with a 12-year-old that she has to go alone to this prison that's 4 hours away by bus.
Yeah, I don't understand why they wouldn't go together.
Yeah, weird. Super weird to me.
Very strange.
Yeah. And then Gramps wakes up and then promptly dies.
To say one line!
Yeah. And it gets into a real weird Jesus-y, we'll do that first. It gets into a real weird Jesus-y spot with Jen and Grams, where Jen is like, I don't think God had anything to do with this. And Grams is like, but he did. And they pray, and it's like, it's just like a lot more of the same. And I think I've mentioned before that like Grams doesn't necessarily become less devout, but it stops being this like bone of contention after Season 2, because when Jen is like having her spiral, Jen and Grams are still kind of like at odds with the like God of it all, but it's not quite like this. So Jen is also still into Dawson. I don't.
Pourquoi?
Yeah. So Dawson goes with her on the bus to see her dad. It goes about as well as you think it's going to.
Yeah.
She's very standoffish and annoyed and mad at him, which I think she has every right to be.
I agree.
Because we do find out in this one, I'm not 100% sure if they've mentioned it before, but he cheated on Joey's mother while she was dying of cancer. And then the reason he's in prison is because he was like trafficking weed.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of, it's just weed, but
I mean, for what he's in prison for and the fact that he is white, it probably was a shit ton.
Yeah. The word trafficking is like a whole thing, so whatever. That's a whole thing. So Dawson goes with her, and then she's like not interested in talking to her dad, so she leaves, and then Dawson stays behind because Mr. Potter is like, tell me about her, and like crying, and so he does, and it's very clear that he's in love with her too. He just hasn't caught up to his own brain yet, which is so annoying. Well, there's that terrible scene with Doug and Pacey.
Yeah.
Where he's just, again, berating him in public. He wasn't doing anything. He was riding down the sidewalk on his bike.
Yep.
And he flashed his siren at him and then was like,
what's it feel like to be a town loser?
You're a huge disappointment, you're failing, or you failed all your midterms, and it's like, how about instead of berating him at every opportunity, you get him a tutor or something?
Right, exactly, because clearly the negative reinforcement that you're giving him is not working.
It's unbelievable. And then, so he and Joey have a talk at the ice house later, and he, like, tells this absolutely horrifying story about when he was 8 playing Little League. He like didn't make a catch or like make a hit or whatever.
It was the bottom of the 9th and the bases were loaded and he struck out.
Sure. Oh no. It's a fucking game. I get every time we talk about like sports and like also it's Pee-wee. You're 8 years old. Like absolutely nothing. But
parents are feral at Little League stuff.
It's ridiculous. Every time we talk about sports stuff, all I think about is that season 1 Ted Lasso where he's like Roy is like really, really pissed about Ted and Keely just like reads him for filth. She goes, "My name's Roy and I play a game for a living, but I'm mad all the time." And then she just like walks away and I'm like, it doesn't mean anything. You get paid so much money to like play a game for like your job. Ugh.
Yeah, when I went to that football game when I was home back in October and watching these parents and coaches just scream at these middle schoolers, I was like immediately triggered and was like, oh, I hate this. Yeah, this is awful. Terrible.
Go out for swimming, kids.
Boy, because like my dad,
you're only ever competing with yourself when you're swimming.
Yeah, my dad coached my brother's baseball team. God, how they were little and they went undefeated the whole season, but he was not asked back the following year just because he freaked out so much and like yelled so much. And they were like, I mean, you yielded really great results. But
at what cost?
They're like, they're not doing well.
Yeah. Like, what's the cost of the mental health of these elementary schoolers?
Yeah, but no, like there was one of the coaches like picked up the kid by his pads and like got in his face and was like, "You don't do that shit." No, or whatever. Yeah, it was like really intense. I was like, this is why I did dance class.
Well, that I would like
and theater.
I'm saying that's why I didn't do team sports in high school. I like technically the swim team and the track team are teams.
Yeah.
But it's like you are responsible for your event. And I think that like the track and the swimming coaches were very like, there's always going to be somebody faster than you. You should be in competition with yourself. Like try to be beating your times. And in doing so, you'll beat the other people. But it's like, also we were undefeated.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I don't know. It felt a lot healthier than like, I wouldn't have wanted to do soccer or basketball or softball or anything. It's like,
you can only do so much, you know, like if you make a mistake, oh no, the lesson is you make a mistake and you get better. But it's like, but the worst is too, watching a teammate, their parent go after them if your parent's not going after you, because then we all have to be witness to like our teammate getting yelled at. It's like, it's not a good time.
No, I don't like it. That's like a huge red flag. Well, because like Tim and Caroline tell us stuff about like the other parents at like Noah's golf and like his other sports and stuff, and I'm just like, he's like not even 10. He just turned 9. Like, what the fuck? Oh man. So anyway, that story is super upsetting, but it does. Oh no, I didn't even get to the end of it. So he lost the game. The whole team. Pacey didn't do it. Maybe the rest of the team should have been better, and then the bases would have been loaded and all this shit. Regardless, he like apparently just screamed bloody murder at Pacey for like X amount of times, and then the next day he heard his dad talking to Doug and saying, "At least I still have you."
Terrible.
Horrific parenting levels. So the story is super terrible, but it does lead Joey to be like, I need to go back and talk to my dad. And so she convinces Pacey in the midst of all of this talk about his family to steal his dad's car again and then take her back to the prison, where he then also operates. So, because like Dawson didn't even say anything the first time when they missed the visiting hours. Dawson didn't even try to help.
No, I mean, I don't know if a prison guard is being like, our visiting hours are over at 5. I don't know that I would push back to the prison guard. I'd be like, you okay?
Yeah, but Pacey does. And he wins.
Because Pacey's used to having a gun in his face. Dawson's not used to having to talk to someone with a gun strapped to his hip. You know?
Yeah, I mean, Pacey is used to standing up to authority figures.
Yeah.
Regardless, also, if Pacey and Joey had to stay the night in a motel, Pacey wouldn't have been weird about it.
No.
Dawson was so weird about it.
Yeah, all of a sudden.
Did we just, like, stay on the same sides of the bed that we always sleep on? This is weird. No, it's not.
It's just go to bed.
Weird. So Pacey bribes the guard with $20. And he goes and gets her dad, and they, like, talk through the fence. And it, like, they reach, like, an amount of peace. He is in season 2.
Yes.
Yeah. I kind of like the storyline. It's interesting to me, and it's, like, I just kind of like what it does for Joey. So, yeah. Joey also, like, more than once states that she is going to go to Paris.
Yes.
In this episode. She does not.
And then as much as she states that she is going, Dawson goes, "Are you really going? Yeah. Are you really going to Paris?"
Because he can't stand the thought. But it's just because they're good friends.
Until the very best of friends.
Until the very end when he finally kisses her. Ugh.
I know.
But not before she comes back from the prison where she's gone again with Pacey. All the way across the creek, all the way up the ladder, and then Jen has just woken up, and so is Dawson, and Jen tries to kiss him because she's not over this yet. Mm-mm. It's so messy.
Yes, and then you said it in the watch along, but the town where there's only one ambulance, and Dawson can't find Joey.
They just keep missing each other all around the town.
I guess.
Walking.
Yeah, and then when they get back in the room, and they're doing the whole, like, saying words at each other, and she just keeps being like, "Are we going to say the words?" And he's like, "Are we going to say the words?" And she's like, "You should say the words." And he's like, "You should say the words. But are we going to say the words? Are we going to be honest? We need honesty here. Are we going to be honest?" And they don't say anything!
He just kisses her.
Ah!
Yeah.
I hate it.
It's like... I agree.
You guys, if you were ever offered the opportunity to go to France, go to France. No man is worth France. Nobody.
Do you know how many men there are in France?
So many.
So many men in
France.
France.
Could find so many new ones. Ugh. Disgusting.
Yeah. So that's basically it. Not terrible.
No.
Not amazing. Not terrible. I much prefer, like, season 3 and season 4 are, in my opinion, the best seasons of Dawson's Creek.
I am glad to be done. I will say that. I was, like, sad to be done with Gilmore Girls because I liked it so much. Yeah. I need a break.
No, it's fine. That's fine. Because I was going to say, I think season 2 of Gilmore Girls is better than season 1 as well. Mm-hmm. So, it's not quite such a steep curve as this will be, but it's definitely better.
Okay.
So, I think you're going to have problems with Jess. But he's just, like, kind of a snarky asshole.
Okay.
But
they all are.
He's worse.
Okay.
He's, like, very butthurt about being in Stars Hollow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. All right. Well, yeah. So we're done with season 1. As mentioned, once we're done airing these episodes, we will be back at it with season 2 of Gilmore Girls, and then we'll come back to this. Like I said, I'm gonna really try to get her through season 3 because I think that's the best, and we kind of have to get her to see the Dawson crying on the dock meme.
Oh yeah, no, I would like to see that in the wild.
And that's in season 3, so we have to see that.
I am disturbed.
Tired, yeah.
I am tired. I am
disgusted.
I am so many things. Yep. This was a wild ride. I hope you all enjoyed all of the face I gave.
So much face.
I might have to go back to therapy over this Pacey and teacher storyline. I don't even know.
We haven't even seen Tamara in like 5 episodes.
Her stink is everywhere. She was mentioned in the last one.
Was she?
Or no, it was in the scare one. Because Joey brought up her with the crazy lady.
Oh, well, yeah, your taste in women.
Yes.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Oh, boy.
I don't know.
Well, all right. That wraps it up for us. We got another thing to do tonight, so.
Yeah. I'm so tired.
We will see you next week with an episode of Gilmore Girls.
Yay! I'm excited to get back into Gilmore Girls.
Season 2, episode 1. Exciting.
Yay!
Bye.
Bye.